Bramble Jam podcast. It's Friday, October 23rd, and you should take the day off.
That is terrifying. Man. You were really swinging CC leaves all around, and then you gave her a close-up at the camera, if you're watching on YouTube, and that was terrifying.
This was your moment, CC Leaves. This is what you've been living
for. These are the
for.
moments I remember all my life.
I'm
dancing CC Leaves.
Dancing all the time.
Could not ask for more.
That's exactly right.
Edwin McCain, everybody.
Yes. How we doing, everybody?
Take the day off. It's Friday. What are you waiting for?
We got a handful of emails yesterday. People that weren't digging the horse apple bit.
I don't understand you in general because it's the best bit ever.
It is one of the better ones. That's for sure. One of the better ones. But we'll be okay, and I can guarantee you, you won't hear it ever again.
You will never hear that bit again.
We got a really, really fun day planned for you to kick off your weekend, and hopefully you kick it off early by not going into work today. That's kind of the whole goal here. We're going to make that argument to you today to try to convince you to stay home. But before we do, can we also argue that if you haven't joined Bramble Jam Plus,
you're nailing it.
I'm frustrated. At this point, I'm frustrated.
Why are you frustrated, Brandon?
Because people aren't listening.
Yeah.
People aren't thinking for themselves.
Hearing us, but you're not listening.
Hey! Don't let the man convince you that it's not worth it. It is worth it. BrambleJamPlus.com. Don't let the man interfere with the plan.
You giving these men money.
That's exactly right. There's that man out there that's like, no, save your money.
Yeah.
There's the man out there that's just like, no, don't do it. It's not worth it. It is worth it. BrambleJamPlus.com. You can sign up month to month, or you can go for the full year and save some money.
$50. Come on.
And I think that's the way to do it.
That's the way to do it.
That's exactly right.
No
and
doubt
you get to answer these questions.
Come
I think
on.
it's the big.
That's the biggie.
That's the biggie.
Read your answer on the air, maybe.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope we do. Hey, it is Slap Your Annoying Coworker Day.
Ooh, slap your annoying coworker
Slap
day.
your annoying coworker day.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
Unbelievable.
What a day. There's a day for everything.
There's a day where you can just commit actual physical violence against another human being in the spirit of a day.
Yep.
I think we need to all take the day off and just reprioritize a bit.
We're going to get to that in just a second about why you should, how do you take the day off and also slap your annoying coworker?
Yeah.
So we're going to get to that in just a little bit. But before
Maybe
we do,
figuratively slap them by staying away from them.
I've never had a bad coworker. I've had a lot of great coworkers.
Man, good for you.
Except for one person. His name was Jeremy. And Jeremy used to non-stop. I'd be working. I'd have headphones on. He'd take them off and he would whisper in my ear, Dan knows about Slap Your Annoying Coworker Day.
Wow.
On the regular.
That is annoying.
And I'd be like, I don't even know what you're talking about. This was years ago.
Wow.
And it just occurred to me that he might.
We've been doing this podcast for months.
He might be talking about this.
Wow.
So kudos to you, Jeremy, and the prophecy in which you bestowed.
God bless you, Jeremy.
Do you know about Slap Your Annoying Coworker? Tell me about it.
Billie Jean is not my lover. She's just a girl that thinks that
I am the one.
It's Tracy's favorite song.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about Billie Jean. It seems like a song where Michael Jackson is saying very specifically to a girl named Billie Jean that the kid that she has is not his. It's a real Maury episode.
Detective Mike.
Detective Mike. It's about time, Mike.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Billie Jean was actually a very annoying coworker of Michael Jackson before he became famous. There's this window of time in between the Jackson 5 and Michael Jackson's successful solo career where he worked for Allstate Insurance. He was just in a cubicle. He would make cold calls selling insurance, and his cubicle neighbor was a lady named Billie Jean. Now, how was she annoying? Could we count the ways? Cottage cheese sandwiches every day for lunch. Every day. She would sing really loudly, but never on key. And for Michael, that was a huge deal. She had a lot of cat pun posters that she would hang in his cubicle, like it's Catterday or just hanging around or whatever. And finally, Michael had enough. He got so mad that they made up this story of the worst thing he can think of, which is Billie Jean having a kid and not having a father for that child. And him making sure everyone knows that she was promiscuous, but it wasn't him. And after writing the song and it becoming a hit, he realized, there was a lot nicer way to handle this. I could have just slapped her. And so he came up with National Slap Your Annoying Coworker Day. And that's the history.
Hey, welcome to Allstate. It's Michael Jackson. That sounds as good a day as any.
That sounds as good a day as any. You did it. It's Friday. Take the day off.
As good as a reason. It sounds like, yes, I'm going to go with you on this one. I don't have a history. I do know that this annual event takes place every year on October 23rd. And it just gives people the permission, hey, now is the time. Maybe don't figuratively slap your coworker, but let them know, hey, maybe don't talk as much. Hey, maybe stop chewing gum. Whatever it might be that's bumming you out, let them know about it. Because I think lots of times, we try to keep everything, all green in the office, and sometimes it gets red. You know what I mean, Dan?
Oh, sometimes it just gets red.
You know what I mean?
So I know what you mean.
Yeah.
For sure.
So let everybody know.
Yeah.
So you might be wondering, hey, how do I take this day off? One, I'm not even in an office right now. Like, because of the COVID, I'm working at home. Like, I don't know what's going on.
You just need a break. You need a relaxation from those coworkers that kind of grind your gears. You need a break from that. So take a deep breath, have something to eat or maybe a beverage, and take the day off and not worry about those annoying coworkers for a day. Don't go green or red. Just don't think about it.
That's exactly right. A couple of things that you could do today on your day off. One, watch the Three Stooges. They're always slapping each other.
You could
watch Cobra Kai on Netflix. Some sort of karate. Learn how to
sidekicks with Jonathan Brandis and Chuck Norris.
That's exactly right.
Great one.
Learn some fighting techniques so that just in case you have to slap. You're ready to do how to do that.
Train a little bit.
Train a little bit. That's exactly right. And in doing so, I think you're going to get out some frustration. I think there's something that's therapeutic about just punching bag, learning how to sand, whatever it is. Wax the car, sand the floor. That's exactly right. Learn all that stuff. And so that's what we're encouraging you to do today. We would not encourage you to inflict any sort of violence upon your coworker. We're not for that personally, but I think there are things that we can take away from this day that can be beneficial. I think,
of course, for sure.
We asked you yesterday about the most annoying coworker you've ever had.
Some great ones.
We're going to get to that in just a second. First, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back here on Take the Day Off.
Take it off.
Welcome back to the show.
Oh, boy, we're back.
Boy, it's good to be here, and it is good to be taking the day off because it is Slap Your Annoying Coworker Day.
You seem tired just talking about it.
I am tired.
It's 5 a.m. though.
It's Friday. It's
Yeah.
That I just picked it up. We don't have anybody. I just kind of forgot about that.
Of course.
We asked you yesterday about the most annoying coworker you ever had. Dan, have you ever had an annoying coworker?
I mean, I've had some over the years that were definitely like below par. I can't think of anything off the top of my head that was just like screaming as super duper annoying or just couldn't handle. But you said that too, and I'm starting to think that maybe you and I were the annoying coworkers to others. Because if you don't have anyone that you can think of, then it might very well be you. And so I'm starting to have that realization for the both of us. That's maybe why we work well together most of the time.
That's true. I actually, one summer when I worked at camp, there was a guy that I did not enjoy being around. And his
name was first, middle, and last?
Well, I'll give you a social, and you can figure it out.
Okay.
And what I decided was and I had to work in relatively close proximity to this fellow. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to get to know this person.
Yeah.
It's more difficult to dislike somebody the more you know them. You know what I mean? To actually know about their life.
I mean, sometimes that's
yes,
true.
of course. Yeah. And then I'm just gonna try to have a good time around them. You know what? I'm gonna try to have fun with this person, and it works.
Did it really?
Sure, they still had some quirks that annoyed me, but for the most part, I was able to enjoy that person, and so maybe that's something you could do.
I've had an all-time bad boss, like worst of the worst boss, but I don't know if I've ever had a coworker that would be in that case.
We asked our listeners yesterday about their annoying coworkers. Dan, you said you got some good ones?
Yeah, Andy said we had a guy who was just constantly lying. These people are the best, who think that their lies are actually being passed as people are believing them. His stories were nuts. He said he was an ordained minister by the Pope. No. A descendant of the Rockefellers. Also no. Then they started impacting work, and so he couldn't work because his girlfriend, who he was just about to propose to, died the night before, even though there was no girlfriend. Then he bumped his foot on something and had to walk with a cane for like 6 months. Luckily, he was a temp, so his assignment ended shortly after the cane started, but he would come back in all the time with it, limping on a different side every time. Oh my gosh, this guy sounds like the worst already.
Lori said that she was very secretive, as in she wouldn't tell us where her last job was because it was too personal, even though she would tell us about every hot flash that she got. Oh. She got upset with her boss, so she brought in the urn of her mother's ashes to comfort her.
No.
And told the boss the reason.
No. That's brutal. How about DK? Sorry, I have tried answering this a few times, but I can't devise an answer that is appropriate for a family podcast like yours. Some questions must be left unanswered in public. Boy.
I don't know. That's not a way to get me not interested.
Boy, no kidding.
Nicole said, guy talked about one word every 45 seconds. Oh. Would take what felt like hours to get a full sentence started.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
Yeah, that's tough.
I once worked at a nonprofit. Julie says this. I once worked at a nonprofit where I had to explain a balance sheet to the CFO of the company, who was a Harvard Business School grad. After that, I started looking for a new job. As well, you should have, Julie. That's terrifying. For a number of reasons. I mean, boy.
Megan says, I shared an office with a woman who spoke so loudly on the phone, and she would snort every 5 minutes. I swear, I couldn't wait for the days where she was off.
That sounds miserable. Last one for me. Jennifer, well, my office is across from the kitchen. So there's the girl who burns the popcorn every afternoon around 3, and there's the guy who reheats fish a few times a week. And there's the woman who touches her water bottle to the water cooler and gets lipstick on the spout. And there's the person who takes almost all the coffee except for about one sip and leaves the pot in the pot to burn. You sound like you work at the worst place, Jennifer. Yeah. These people are just complete monsters. You can't be doing this stuff. Reheating fish for lunch is an abomination. You should be ashamed of yourself. No.
Jessica says her kids. 100%, Jessica. If you're a stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home dad, the kids are the worst. Am I right? And Mally says one person who wasn't my coworker, but we worked at the same store. She was a photographer. I did merchandise. If you stepped away from the register to help a guest, she would call our supervisor and yell and complain about us. And eventually, the supervisor stopped taking her calls. Boy.
Some people. Am I right?
Yeah. Oof. Yeah. We did it, everybody. And Hillary says the one who replies, who does reply all.
Oh, my gosh. The reply all.
Every single reply all person. Get out of here with that.
For sure.
We did it, everybody. Congratulations. Another week.
Another week in the books.
You might be wondering, am I going to take next week off too?
Yeah.
Chances are you are. We are going to be back.
Be coming up on that Saturday. You got to take the whole week off to prepare, but we're going to give you reasons each and every day. Hey, since you're loving us so much, how about just go to the Apple Podcast, leave us a rating and review for the love of everything good.
That's exactly right. And tomorrow we are kicking off the holiday season over on our other podcast, Deck the Home. We're going to be live all day long on the app Friendly TV, watching, hanging out, watching Christmas
You
movies.
can see us do this actually live for 20 straight hours. Friendlytv.com/DTH.
That's exactly right. Question for Monday. We'll be back on Monday. Don't you worry. We'll take a quick nap on Sunday. We'll be back. What is your favorite pumpkin flavored food? Favorite pumpkin flavored food. We're going to get to that. Until then, here's our good friend Chris Palaha. We hope you guys have a wonderful day off. Bye-bye.
I am missing you. Missing your very presence. My days aren't as bright. Have a great day, everyone.
Tell you what, that Chris Palaha, he knows his stuff.
He doesn't even know me, though.
He doesn't know you, but he knows your soul. He sees deep in your soul. And he speaks it. He turns your soul into words and puts them on the interwebs. That's what he does.
And elsewhere?
And elsewheres. What a guy.
Take
what a mensch.
Take the day off. Sourced by Brand Dance. Produced by Brand. It's on the Brand Podcast Network. BrandJamPlus.com.